We are going to make our bar soap today. Today we're going to do Breathe, and we're just going to do a half batch. So the recipe calls for 2 pounds of bar soap, 30 milliliters of essential oil, which we're doing Breathe, and then 1 tablespoon of dried peppermint leaves. So basically what you do is you cut, oh, we're going to need the scale too. We cut the bar soap like this in little 2-pound, and you can just cut right on the table because it's hardwood floor actually. And kind of downward stabbing motion. And we're just going to measure out 2 pounds of bar soap. So to do that, you just push the button on off. It zeroes out, and then add your soap, and then change the unit to pounds. So we'll just need a little bit more. What does that say?
182.
Okay, just a little bit more. Yeah, the soap works best to cut it down, like, instead of like a sawing motion, to cut like in a stabbing down motion and then bring your knife down. Okay, let's see, what does that say?
1 pound, 14 ounces.
Okay, man, that's a lot of soap. Okay, so downward stabbing motion.
2 pounds, 4 ounces.
Close enough. Well, we'll take a little stab off of that. Ugh.
2 pounds, 3 ounces.
That should be good.
Yeah.
All right.
1 ounce, yeah.
So then you throw everything in this large Pyrex bowl. I'm going to cut this big chunk just so it melts a little bit more evenly. Did I include these or not?
No.
I think, yeah.
Those are
you're
the
right.
ones you-
Okay. Then you take this big block of soap and put it back in big box that it comes in. And you can just set that aside for now. Always helps to have a wet washcloth close by too. That way you can wipe off your surface area on your hands. Then you just, so we're not adding this stuff quite yet. You want to melt the base down first. And to do that, we're going to throw it in for, let's see, let me see if it says on here, 5 minutes. So just press the 5 on the microwave. Then you can get your essential oils measured out, and in the meantime, just clean up your work surface and do any other dishes that you need to get done, or do basically anything else that you can think of. All right, so this has been in microwave for 5 minutes now. There's still a couple of little chunks in here, as you can see. Well, they're kind of bigger chunks. They might melt if we keep stirring it around, and then it won't be so boiling hot to pour. So, I mean, you could throw it back in the microwave for, we'll do maybe another minute and see what it looks like. Put it in another minute, and the lumps are pretty much melted. We can just kind of stir it up until that last clump is melted in, and the heat from the rest of the melted soap will melt that clump. It's pretty much almost gone, so I think we're good to add our essential oil and our dried flowers. So with one batch, you get 30 milliliters of essential oil, and we're just going to use the 10 milliliter pipe. So fill it all the way up to 10. So 10, 20, 30 mils. And then I just pop these in here to dry. Gonna drip dry. And then I say 1 tablespoon, but you can really just kind of eyeball it. It's maybe about that much. Dump that in. These are dried peppermint leaves. Zip up the bag nice and tight so they don't get all, stay fresh. And then we're just gonna slowly stir in the essential oil and the peppermint leaves. It smells so good. All right, so all of the clumps are out and it looks pretty good, so we're gonna get pouring. All right, I always like to take a towel and place it under here because the bowl is pretty hot. So I'm gonna fold it in half, grab the towel, and then I've got our molds over here. So you just pour it up almost until it's gonna overflow. Oops, that's okay, we can fix that when it's time to unmold them. And I'll show you how we can fix that when we do that. And you kind of want to do this a little bit quickly before it starts to set up, and we want to pop these bubbles right away. So you've got the alcohol, you spray, and that pops all the bubbles. And then it usually takes about an hour or 2 for them to set up fully. And then I'll show you how to bag them up in the